Hey! So I finally went to church. I've been like meaning to go to church for like weeks on a Wednesday. And I'm like, okay, I'm not making it here early enough. Oh, I got trapped in the bathroom for an hour. I'm like, what the heck? I'm so glad I started eating fiber. Anyway, so aside from that, like that way I don't have like upset stomachs and I'm not bloated. And I mentioned all that because I was talking to a lady earlier today. And she's like, yeah, I don't really like to eat anything except for crushed ice. I was like, hold up, you like to eat crushed ice. You have low iron. She's like, oh, what? And I was like, yeah. And I pulled up on Google because people don't always believe me when I tell them stuff. So I pulled up on Google. I was like, that's a sign of low iron. And so like I pulled up like, well, you know, eating crushed ice, what that means. And she's like, yeah, whenever I try to eat certain things, like I gag. And like, it's like, okay, it might be that your body doesn't really like that, which it could signify an allergy or something else. And I'm like, you know what, I get it. Like, I'm not a huge fan of tomato sauce on pizza. I will gladly have Alfredo sauce or something else. But yeah, so like, I'm like, I get it. But yeah, she mentioned that. I pulled that up and then I looked up foods that were high in iron, and then I gave her the example where like I went down a rabbit hole of being curious about colon cancer. Curious about colon cancer and then sort of what causes it, and then looking up for the UK like studies where basically like if you like out of everyone who got bowel cancer or colon cancer in the UK, like 50,000 people are diagnosed with colon cancer each year. And like out of all those people, 23% out of those people, so the largest amount, they developed colon cancer because they were not having enough fiber. And I was like, fiber. So I started incorporating fiber in my diet, and then once I started incorporating fiber, because I was not eating like fiber either ever or hardly ever, once I started incorporating fiber into my diet, it was like, hey, you know what? I no longer feel bloated. Like, this is only a couple weeks. I no longer feel bloated. I'm no longer having like bowel issues. I'm no longer like having almost constant diarrhea where I'm like, I have to be on the or on the toilet because my stomach is upset. It's now like, hey, you know what? If I'm on the toilet for this long, for like, you know, X amount of time, I'm on the toilet because I choose to be, not because like, man, like my stomach is that upset. So like, I explained to her about like my whole thing with fiber. And she's like, I need to start eating more fiber to like help with the icing. I was like, and iron, definitely iron. So yeah, iron, I hope she gets some, like eating some iron. And I pulled up on Google, like, hey, here, and pulled up some photos from Google, because sometimes Google is not always accurate, especially with the AI stuff. But if you look at the websites underneath that AI, then it's like super helpful. Versus like just looking up AI. And so I went ahead and like showed her some photos of like foods that were good in iron, and I think one of them was like hummus, and she's like, what is that? I explained to her that basically hummus, it's made from chickpeas, and then also she asked what lentils are, and I was like, yeah, they put lentils in like soup. And so she's like, I don't like soup. And so she's picky, but I'm like, you may not like it, but like, I'm like, like it doesn't matter if you like it or not. Like, your body needs iron. You are low in iron, and so that's why your body is like, I'm like craving ice. So yeah, I'm like, I don't crave ice. Like, I've never been like, hey, I want to go ahead and choose to chew on ice chips. Like, I just don't. So yeah. So what I think I'll do or start doing on my TikTok, because I have a couple of stories but not a whole lot, is that I think what I'll do is start posting what was it? posting random stories, not just stories about like, wow, this person's a jerk, but like just random stories about people that I meet. So like yesterday, I'm in line at Walmart, and let's see. I'm in line at Walmart, and there's this guy there who's like, yeah, basically we're talking, and as we're talking, he's like, we get out of line, we go to my car, and then after my car, like, I'm like, I notice him like stepping from one foot to another. I'm like, I'm guessing he's like really tired. And I was like, you want to go over to, where was it? I was like, you want to go over to, oh shoot, where was it? You want to go to Waffle House. So we ended up going to Waffle House until 2 a.m. And it's like, okay, aside from me, like, who else is willing to do stuff like that with a complete and utter random stranger? Like, we're not meeting in like college or in classes or anything like that, but it's like, okay, we're meeting here. We're like, sorry, I'm like turning and being aware of my surroundings. We're meeting in Walmart in line and having a conversation. So like, yeah. Okay. Oh, okay. So anyways, also I ended up going to a Church of Christ denomination tonight, and I was like, what are y'all's beliefs compared to like Assemblies of God, because I grew up in Assemblies of God. I'm like, okay, what are y'all's beliefs about certain things? And it was interesting because one person grew up in the Catholic denomination. It's like, okay, that's interesting. And so there was that, and then for me, yeah, there was that. And then I was like, so what is your denomination between like you guys, and then also what Assemblies of God believes? And he's like, he doesn't really know. They were actually born during the 1800s, where basically they were wanting to move away, I guess, from the Catholic and Lutheran. Oh yeah, I got so here, I want to show you something. So I'm not sure if you knew it. It was hanging down and I got it fixed. I went ahead and used the glue, and it's now like, oh my goodness, it looks so much better. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on this, like, once I figure out what's best. So with that glue, I had to make sure that I was blowing directly in between the fabric right here, and then also whatever was behind here. So yeah, I went ahead and got that done. Yeah, and I think it works better if I make sure it's directly toward that area. And so basically I need to make sure that, hey, I have this open and I blow it directly into this area. And I probably need to also place like a, what is it called? I need to also be holding a sheet of paper as I'm holding this, because otherwise it'll blow and it'll get onto my fingers, which it did. So I part up. So yeah, I'll do that, but I'm glad it's just out of the way. I'm glad I finally just like glued it to get it out of the way. I'm glad I asked the auto parts store, hey, what can I do? And that's what they suggested, is like this adhesive, basically. I'm not sure how often I'll use it, because I don't need it every day. I just needed it for that one time. So let's just see. Yeah, I need to, what do I need to do? I'm gonna grab some dinner. I'm gonna heat up some dinner, actually. And then after that, I'm gonna go ahead and do laundry. I really need to do laundry. And then what can I do after that? Live life. Yeah. What else? Yeah, that's the main thing. I did notice so just, there we go. Okay, there we go. Yeah, so if you're at all curious, basically knowing that I'm blocked in certain areas or by certain people, finally, I was like accidentally scratching myself with one of my toenails. I'm like, I want to like move around. There we go. There we go. Okay. But yeah, so overall, I think that for me, there we go. Hey. For me, I guess feel guilty about the fact that, I'm blocked and I'm still trying to check these other Facebook things, and it's like, okay, like I feel like I should not be doing it, especially when it's very, very obvious that I'm no longer accepted into a person's world or like what they're doing or anything like that. And it's like, okay, you know what? I should probably stop. And so hence why I felt guilty about it for a while, and I know I didn't say anything about it, but like for as long as I'm blocked, I feel guilty looking up stuff, and on like if I'm blocked, I feel guilty. And it's like, you know what? I need to respect people's boundaries of like me not checking on things or checking out things because they don't want me to look or be in their world. And it's like, you know what? I need to accept that. I guess in a way I felt as though I still had to check, even though I was blocked, to understand what was going on. But at the same time, it's like, okay, you know what? I'm blocked, and they obviously don't want me in their world, so I'm going to respect that. And because I'm so tired of feeling guilty, I'm going to respect that and decide, you know what? If I'm gonna stay blocked, I'm not gonna check it out. And if somebody wants me to see something, then they actually do want me to see something, then they'll unblock me. But until then, like, there's no reason for me to attempt to see what's going on. So yeah, hence why I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna try anymore. Yeah, so hence why I haven't seen anything in regards to your sibling, which, you know, I think your sibling's wonderful. I am cheering your sibling on. I'm cheering their marriage on. I do hope that everything works out. And it sounds like, I could be totally wrong, but it sounds like things are like working out even better last time I checked. But I have no clue. I hope everything works out. So yeah. And that things are going well and such in life. So yeah. Yeah, as for there's that. And I take it as of right now, you choose your significant other, your fiance, and I get it. Congratulations. I wish you the best. I wish you well and all that. I am just going to continue living my life and go from trying to just survive to trying to thrive and actually live life and make enough money so that I can actually retire. That's the goal. So I don't know how much that will look like. It might be 100, a few. It'll look more than 500,000. I honestly need to look at how much I will realistically need in order to retire. It might require like $1 million or $2 million, but I do know that I need to start saving up for that. So there's that. I can't believe it. I have concentrated room spray. I have 2 of them. I'm going to try and figure out how much is a good amount to spray because it's in my car. It's smaller than a bedroom, so I need to figure out like how much do I need exactly. Do I need to do like sprit, or do I need to do like Actually, I tried that and it's like, okay, I'm gagging, so it's too much. So yeah, I'm gonna try and do like the sprit, see if that's good or not. So yeah. Yeah, I really want to vacuum, but I talked to the mechanic this morning, and they said that they don't have an opening until Monday. And I told them I can bring the car by about like 10, 11, because basically I have work until like 2 a.m. Or I'll probably have work. Yeah, I'll have work until 2 a.m. It's like I can't. Oh, itchy foot. And so I'm like, I can't like stay until like I can't bring it by at 8 a.m. But he said that So I ended up getting some of the adhesive on my fingers. So I want to see if I can put some of the adhesive on my fingers in order to, I want to see if, not adhesive, I want to see if I can place some of the, what is it called? Coconut oil on my hands and get that stuff off, hopefully. So anyways, aside from that, yeah, so I did see where it's like right now you are looking at your life and you're like, hey, you know what, I want to do this or do that, and you're very content basically with your fiance hiking and going through meadows. And in that case, like, yeah, I'm glad that you're enjoying yourself. But yeah, overall, like, I just feel guilty, especially with me being blocked. And I'm like, okay, I felt guilty, like, over the past few weeks. And then finally it's like, oh, put in the password. And then it's like, you know what, I think it's like, that's just reinforced, like, sort of how I have been feeling. It's like, you know what, so I'm just like, I can't. Again, if your sister allowed me to have a conversation with her, like, I think it would be great, and like added me as friends or whatever. It's like, oh, I love it. So yeah, I think that would be wonderful, but as of right now, I'm just like, what else is there? So there's that. Oh yeah, while I was at church, some people came up and started talking to me, and one guy was like, oh yeah, I'm 80, da da da. I was like, you're 80? I'm like, you're what? Whenever he said that age, I was like, what? And I turned to the pastor, and he's like, yeah, he's like very energetic. I was like, yeah, he's like so young and sprightly, and like, I was thinking, you know, except for maybe a little bit of his hearing going away, because he didn't hear, like, whenever I said my name, he didn't hear the first part of it. And I was like, except for maybe like a little bit of your hearing, and like the people hearing me like sort of laughed. I was like, except for maybe a little bit of your hearing, like, he's sharp as a tack. I was like, oh my goodness, you're amazing. Like, your facilities are still here. Like, you're still fully aware and cognitive of like everything. And I was like, oh, that's like, what? So yeah, I got a kick out of it. But yeah, he was like, I know I'm like, you know, young and such, because I've met some people, they get about 80 and like they're not fully there, like, mentally. So yeah, that's gonna be me one day, even in spite of the fact that I love to learn. Like, genetics is not on my side at all. Like, I think it was my great-grandmother. Yeah, my great-grandmother, she lived until like 60s or so. But that was because she was in mental decline by the time she was like maybe mid-50s. My great-great-grandmother, however, on my mom's side, she was good until like 90s. And then my grandmother, I think she started going into a mental decline after she retired. So maybe about like maybe 70s or so. So yeah, it's like, okay, you know, like, you lived a good long life. So, but yeah, genetics is not on my side, hence why I'm like constantly learning, because I'm like, okay, let's make sure that I can live and survive. So yeah. Hey, there we go. I think I will figure my life out. But anyways, so I did see a thing where it mentioned about cuddling, like basically cuddling for long term, and I admit I love that. I really was like, oh, that's really sweet, and like, oh yeah, and they also were like, you're welcome to come back again, you know, we have services Sunday morning and Wednesday night. I was like, probably not Sunday morning. I have work until like 2 a.m. the night before. Just no. So, yeah. Trying to find my life. Okay, so I don't need this for maybe a couple more months. It's a hair clip. I enjoy games. Let's try and organize this thing. I'm organizing, like, just randomly. I'm like, you know what? I should go ahead and start organizing, like, XYZ. So I'm now organizing my center console because I have it organized to a certain degree, but not as much as I would probably like to have it organized. Anyways, hey! I found a pair of headphones. I forgot about them. Anyways, so I will start. I can continue using these. So anyways, what else was there? But yeah, I did see the thing about cuddling, and I think that's adorable. I honestly, just from like what little times I've been around like parents and what I've read, is that parents, they're like, oh, I love to cuddle and like have my kid here, and they just love to cuddle for like at least the first few years, at least. There's one lady who's like, yeah, her son is like 3. She's like, I want to cuddle him until he's like 12, 13. And then thinking about now, I'm like, that's very unhealthy. Ma'am, I think you should cuddle like with your husband at 12, 13. Like, you should probably not cuddle with your son as much by the time he's like 6, 7 years old. Like, I understand you want him to stay cuddling with you guys the entire time, but like, that's not a healthy, like, it feels ancestral, honestly, kind of. I mean, she's not having sex with her son, but like, so yeah, overall, like, yeah, but cuddling at like 2 years old, 1, 2, 3, I'm like, oh yes, go for it, honey, just go for it. That sounds wonderful. So yeah, I think that my personal fear is basically like I roll over and like I end up killing my own kid. That would scare me. For me, what I would want to do is have like a bassinet nearby. Not one with like, I've heard of some bassinets, they're actually open on the side. That I would like to have, is basically have it open on the side so that way whenever I needed to, I can like pick up my kid. And so I think that would be great. I love the idea of cuddling, or at least having like your hand there, like right there, so that way whenever the kid reaches out, they can go ahead and touch the kid. I take it that's what you've experienced lately, is like a lot of cuddles and basically being able to like fall asleep, having someone there. I remember those days of like cuddling, and like it was very comforting, just having someone there. And nothing how would I describe it? I don't need this. I don't need this. Okay. Don't need that. I have a bunch of quarters. Oh, shoot. I need to probably wake up early in the morning, maybe by 10, and just start getting ready. I basically have a shower by like 10 a.m. So, yeah, that way I can get everything done because I'm not getting ready early enough. But anyways, yeah, and I say that because there's this laundromat that I found. They're not open 24 hours. They use quarters, which I have a lot of quarters, but they close by a certain time. And I'm like, I want to use you, but like, I think they close by 10 or something. And right now it's like 9. It's 9, it's a little after 9. So yeah, overall, like, I would definitely love to use them, but yeah, I remember those days of like cuddling, and I miss it quite a bit, actually. I miss cuddling. I miss having someone there because it does affect a person physiology, like their physical, mental well-being. It just lets the person know that someone's there with them. It's like, again, super comforting and super like, hey, you know what, someone's there. It makes people feel more secure overall. Yeah, and if I had a chance to cuddle with someone again, while knowing at the same time nothing's going to happen, or like we are in a relationship or something, I don't know. I would want to cuddle with someone in which I feel safe to do so without them being like, yeah, let's go ahead and have sex. I would be probably open to it. But I would love to cuddle again. But just knowing me and my life and everything, realistically, the chances of me being able to cuddle again are very, very small, unfortunately. So, that is a consequence of me deciding to abstain from sex. And so, yeah, that is, I don't, at this point in my life, I don't have a choice. So, maybe I could put this here. There we go. And chapstick. So yeah, overall, I would definitely have to say that, yeah, I understand. Cuddling definitely does create, like, secure attachment and helps people feel secure with, like, who they are, and makes people feel accepted and loved, and allows a person to feel like, you know what, I'm safe and sound, and I'm, like, okay where I'm at. So yeah, will I cuddle again? Maybe with kids at this point, so, hopefully I can at least cuddle with kids, because, I don't know, it makes me feel safe and sound, and as though somebody trusts me with their physical self, to the point that they're like, I want to be here with you. So yeah, I enjoy kids. But yeah, hopefully I can at least cuddle with kids. This is body cream. It says it's cherry blossom with moisturizing rich butter complex. I'm not used to like such good lotion, even though it was $1. I'm not used to like such good lotion, so yeah. Yeah. But I will be using this and like any other amazing smelling lotions. This, it smells like butter. It definitely does smells like butter. So yeah, overall, like I would like to cuddle again. The last time I cuddled was in 2015, 16. Yeah, maybe one day in the future. So yeah, I take it you're dreaming of like having kids and then your kids being like 1-2 years old and basically cuddling for like a couple of years. So yeah, overall I think that's great. So yeah, anyways, I'll talk to you later. I'm now at 15% and I really want to go over to Walmart to see if there's anything else that I would like to purchase. And then if there is, I'll probably put it at my front seat and then bring it to the house maybe Sunday, maybe Monday. So I'm gonna continue stocking up on food. And then, I have mosquito bites on my foot. I hate it. It's super itchy. But anyways, I'll talk to you later. Hope you have a great night.